Hello there, my lovely jewelry makers. I'm Christina at CSLdesigns, and in today's video I'm going to be trying out a new subscription box. So it's a bohemian style jewelry box, so obviously it's very much a theme to it. Now they contacted me and asked if I wanted to give it a try, and of course I said yes because I like trying different subscription boxes, but also I think it would be beneficial for you to see different ones before you maybe decide one that you want to get yourself. So this is the box. So first of all, the box is quite different, pretty nice, and I do just want to say that it did come with a bow around it, a nice gold cord, but my cat kind of liked that a lot, so it didn't last very long. So it did come with that though, but for now we just have the box. But why don't we just have a look at what's inside? So obviously there's no bow for me to undo. She already did that for me. A little princess. But I do kind of like that it's very cardboardy, and also it doesn't seem like it's too big, so unnecessarily big maybe. So it should be quite recyclable, I think, maybe apart from some of the plastic, but we'll have a look. So it comes with the usual little paperwork. Let's have a look at that. So it just has a bit of an intro, and you then basically receive all the materials that you need to make two pieces, obviously in a bohemian style. So you have a bit of a picture here to kind of give you an idea, and then also in your paperwork there is a link to video, instructional video, so you'll be able to use that and see the instructions obviously for the jewelry that they're meant for you to make with these materials here. But why don't we have a look in the box? So let's just bring it back in. So it looks like we have a bunch of individual plastic bags. Let's just get them all out here and get rid of the box completely. And it's two pieces in the box. Now what they did also say in the November one here, they've done an extra gift for the subscribers where there's materials for an extra piece as far as I could understand it. But let's have a little look. Let's try and separate them out just a little bit here. So it looks like we have, like, yeah, it says Merry Christmas on this one. I'm thinking this is the gift, so I think I'll leave that just till the end. We have a nice mix of what looks to be some different findings and then also different beads. So obviously you do need both of those things to make full pieces of jewelry. I think I'm going to just separate out beads and findings from each other. I just kind of like organizing it a bit in that way. So findings, I think that should go into beads. I think those are all the findings here. And now on the other side we have some writing, it just kind of the product code and things. So it's not actually telling you what's in the bags, on the bags themselves. And I don't think there was any like content list or anything. So you kind of just got to look at what there is. So first of all, I guess you just move some of these here out of the way. Just going to look at the findings first. So it looks like we get some string material first of all, which is probably needed. It did look like it was going to be like a strung necklace, one of them. So you get some of that there. Then we have some clasps. Now these are my personal kind of clasps, the lobster claw clasp, and that size looks pretty nice as well. So, like the ones I normally usually use myself. And then here we have, appears to be a split ring. So yeah, it's not a regular jump ring, but it's actually a split ring. So basically it goes twice around, which is more secure than a jump ring. And then next, let's see, looks like we have some little tiny crimp beads there, which will then be used nicely, I'm guessing, with the string material. Which I'm guessing is like beading thread. So that should make it nice and secure. Then we have some crimp covers to make it a little fancy, so it's going to end up kind of looking like a bead instead of a crimp. We have some head pins with balls on the ends, very short, but I'm guessing you don't need them to be longer with what they intend for you to do with them. So obviously if you don't need them miles long, then there's no need for them to be long. It's just going to be a waste what you cut off, but I'm assuming they're going to work perfectly fine. So that was ball head pins, and here we have some eye pins. where it's kind of almost like you could call it a jump ring on the bottom, but then just a head pin. So you can also open that up and attach it to something. Then we have some tubes of some sort, kind of curved. So they'll probably lay nicely on the neckline, whatever you're going to add them to. And then we have, now are these then jump rings or split rings? I think they are regular jump rings. They don't look like they go around twice. It just looks like they have an opening. So I would say that's regular jump rings. A pretty large size there. And then finally, from what I can see, we have some other little rings. Now they're more detailed. It's almost as if wire's been twisted first and then made into a ring like this. That's quite nice. So also, all the findings, they're silver. So obviously they do match together, which you'd want anyway. Personally, silver's my favorite, and I do also think it's the most versatile and kind of all-round accepted to be the most obvious ones to use. Maybe instead of using gold or something, and it will go with everything in my opinion. So I'm personally glad that it's silver. But that's the findings. Let's have a look at the beads. Now, it does look a little interesting from first glance. There looks to be a few silvery beads. So I think I'll just look at them and save the others because the other ones look very colourful. So, again, match the findings, which is nice. We have some very small little beads here. Silver ones. And quite a few of them. Then we have some little, I guess you could call them donut beads or something, the shape of them, where the holes are pretty large in the middle. Almost like little discs, but with large holes. And finally some larger beads. Again, that's silver tone. Quite nice looking. Decent hole. So those are the silver beads, and now for the coloured ones, it looks very much of my street in that sense, because it looks to be rainbow coated in some way, which I personally love. Now let's get some of these out, because I think they'll need looking at a little bit up closer without the plastic. So first of all, we have two little, I want to say tubes, so that's not the word I'm thinking of. Barrels, I think, is the word I'm looking for. Beads where, first of all, the finish is very unusual. It's like matted glass, almost matted stained glass, and then they're partly coated, as you can see on this side here. You got a little bit of the colour coming through from the other side, but then on this side is where the coating actually is, and it's got that very rainbowy sheen. That looks very beautiful. I love when you just have that play of different colours, and the metallic as well. And that's the other one. What's interesting, on this side you got the coating, on the other side, because it's clear, it kind of comes through, but a lot more muted and in a very different way. So those are the barrels, quite large, and the holes as well are really large too. Those are the first ones. Let's then take, I think, these ones. Also get a few of them out. Again, that coating by the looks of it. So these are cubes. You can see, I think we've got the hole there. And again, you can see we have, they're basically clear, the basic bead, and then it's partly coated. So you got that metallic rainbow coating on one side possibly, or 1 to 2 sides I would say, depending on the beads. So they're not all the same either, each one is basically different. But then obviously on that side it's very kind of bright, but then you come through from the other side and you can kind of see the colour coming through the bead, more muted. And it's definitely an interesting play. And I can definitely imagine in the light as well, the different colour play. Be very interesting. So you get a bunch of these little cubes. Then we have also some discs or donuts, whatever you want to call them, kind of like the silver ones, kind of a bit larger, and then obviously they have this coating instead. Let's get a few out. So instead of being silver or just clear or something, you can see this side is the clear one, but that is coming through really nicely, but the other side has got the coating. So actually that works really well on these beads, probably because they're a bit thinner. There's not as much of the clear bead to get through for the colour. It's actually working really well. So one side is coated and the other side is clear, but you got the colour coming through. That's nice. You can see those ones are quite... Actually, it really depends on the light, because there it looks really red, but then from a different angle it looks very green and blue. So they're all very individual. So again, you get a fair few of those. So you do get quite a few of these different rainbow ones. Now the final bag is this one, quite stuffed basically. Same principle, but these are then rounds. Now they do appear to have a bit, you can kind of see from this side best I think, they're not perfectly round. They're almost a bit pumpkin shape, I would maybe refer to them as. You got the hole, but then you got again the coating on part of it, and then you got the clear bead on the opposite side. Where did it go? That's the coating. Where then the colour's coming through. And then to get, again, just a mix where they're all basically different. They have a nice feel to them as well. But also it's not that they're just clear and then have that metallic rainbow coating. They have a different, very special kind of finish. It's got like a matteness to it as well. It's hard to describe, but it's definitely very different and interesting. But like I said, you get actually quite a few of these. So the round ones, I would probably say they're about possibly about an 8mm. But like you can see, pretty stuffed bag. So these are all the bags for what appears to be the main projects. Now also there was an extra Christmas present in there basically this month. So that should be this, I would guess. This is a special gift for you. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I would assume so. So let's have a little look. Now we then also get some findings, and let me just pour this out. There we go. So here we get some little metal rings. Now from this would tell me, I would assume something for earrings. Let me just take them out actually. Obviously you can use them for loads of things, but now I'm not entirely sure about if you would just put this in your ear, because I've not used some like this myself, but I'm guessing you could, and then that's how you lock it in place, or whether you would attach a separate earring finding. But I'm assuming this is kind of meant to be for earrings, because then you get some jump rings. You get jump rings. Yeah, not split rings, and then some more head pins with balls. And here we then have basically, I think, a mix of some of the beads that we've already seen. So we got the silver donuts, we got the round rainbow ones and the silver round ones, both small ones and larger ones. So that's then a nice mix, and obviously this will go easily with the other pieces you'd end up making in the other two that necklace being one of them. I assume that's on the front here, but otherwise from those instructional videos. So this definitely goes with it. Obviously it's the same stuff, just as an extra Christmas present. Now, my overall thought as well is, obviously it goes with anything, you can use it at any time, but oops, missed one. The first thing I'm kind of thinking with also the time of year we are, because we have Christmas coming, even though I'm not ready for Christmas yet, but it is coming, I know it is. But this, especially these rainbow beads, I'm thinking New Year's, basically. Because of the colour and almost like explosion of colour and obviously fireworks and stuff like that. That's my thought with these rather than Christmas really. But that's just my first impression. And obviously the overall style is bohemian. So obviously that's the kind of jewellery that it's meant to be. But also no one says that you have to make these specific pieces. Maybe if you just like these materials, you can easily use them and make something completely different. It's completely up to you. But that's everything that was in the box. So as you can see, a nice bunch of findings here. I assume pretty much everything you're going to need. And then also a nice mix of beads. So the silver ones, nice basic ones, they'll go with anything. And then these very colourful ones as well. And then always a bonus, that extra gift as well. And nice as well that it goes with all the other pieces. So if you end up making all the pieces, and obviously it's things that you can wear at the same time, you have all of them matching and you have a complete set. So I hope you enjoyed unboxing this with me and seeing what was inside, especially maybe if you've had an eye on this yourself and you weren't quite sure. Now you can actually see what was inside of this month and then maybe make a bit of a decision. Now obviously I assume each month will be different materials for different pieces of jewellery, but it's with that overall kind of bohemian theme, get that box, because that's obviously the name of the box itself. So if that's the kind of style that you like, then this box might be perfect for you. But I'll be curious to have a look at those tutorials as well, to be able to see the pieces exactly what they mean for you to make. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching it, and I'll see you in the next one.